What's going on, everybody? It's Stas here. So in this video, we're going to be breaking down the top stocks that I'm looking to buy heading into this brand new week here in the stock market. And I also want to go over what happened last week in the stock market, taking a look at some technicals here, but more importantly, what to expect for this upcoming week. We have a lot going on with the president here in the United States. We have stimulus talks. They're still going back and forth, and a lot of earnings reports coming up here in the month of October that you need to know about. And guess what? Believe it or not, the stock market futures are trading up right now a pretty nice amount. So I also want to break down those in this video. So if you guys find value, hit that like button for me. That's greatly appreciated. Subscribe to the channel and make sure to check out all the free links down below, the Discord chat, the Facebook group, and if you guys want 2 free stocks from Webull, at minimum, both of those are valued $8 each, and at maximum $1,600 each. Check out the link down below. All you have to do is deposit $100, and that is how you get 2 free stocks, and I also get 2 free stocks since it is an affiliate link. So let's get into it here, guys, starting off with the S&P 500, which last week was a pretty boring week. It was a consolidation week, I'd say, as we can see the S&P traded between 33.30 as a support and 33.90 as a resistance. It traded right around there and between that range for the entire week, right? We tested 33.30 multiple times. We held it successfully on the 29th, on the 30th, also on the 2nd of October, and we failed at 33.90 as a resistance on the 30th of September, on the 1st of October, as well as the 2nd of October, which me taking a look at this, doing technical analysis, that shows me that we were range bound the entire week, pretty much consolidating, right? And if we pull back a bit to, let's say, the 20-day chart, you guys can see, yeah, again, we failed at 33.90, but this gives you more perspective that we failed at a lower high. That is a bit worrisome here, especially if you're on the bullish side of things, right? If you're expecting the markets to go higher, this should be a bit worrisome, because if we pull back even further, let's say on this 90-day chart, actually no, let's go to that 30-day chart. We'll zoom in a bit. You guys can see we failed right under that 180 SMA on this 30-day chart, where it failed at right in the middle of September, right around that 180 SMA. So if we end up dumping and breaking 33.30 tomorrow on the downside, that would be worrisome. That could trigger a lot more selling. But if we break 33.80, 33.90 on the upside, and we break the highs from last week, that's going to be extraordinary for the bulls, and the S&P 500 could be going to 34.30. That's the next big resistance here, and if it breaks that, even higher from there. So at this point, it's still range bound. You guys have to be careful. It really could go either way. And what I like to look at every Sunday night, although they can shift overnight, it happens all the time, but what I like to look at initially to do my analysis, you guys know this, are the futures, right? And the futures right now, they're looking good. They're signaling a potential green day tomorrow, but again, it can shift overnight. It can change in the snap of a finger. So right now, yes, we're green on the ES, the E-mini S&P futures. They're up 17 points, up 0.5%, but again, that could shift overnight. But the fact that it is green right now, that's a good sign for the bulls, right? We're gapping up. We're starting to gain back some of that loss from Friday. I'm liking that. That's a good sign. And when it comes down to the Dow Jones futures, they're up roughly the same as the S&P, up about 0.5%, up 140 points here, gapping up, gaining some of that loss back from Friday. Actually, wait. They're erasing pretty much all of that loss. On Friday, the Dow was down 130. Now we're up 140 on the futures. So that's a good sign. And the NASDAQ futures here, the NASDAQ 100 futures, they're up even more. They're up 0.7%, up about 75 points as of right now. So keep an eye on these futures, guys. The gap up here is a good sign, but we have to see if it maintains this gap up heading into the morning, right? And heading especially into the open of the market at 9:30 a.m. here on the East Coast. That's very important. So if we rally into the market open, we could end up pumping up even further there, especially with positive news around stimulus, around the president here, and so forth. So at this point, guys, markets, they're rocky. They're going to remain rocky until, in my opinion, until we get a stimulus package. Once we get a stimulus package, I think the markets are going much higher. That's just me being honest, and I'm sure many of you guys can agree with that. And we all know what happened last week with the president, and that's another wrench that was thrown here in the chaos that added even more volatility and even more rockiness here in the stock market. So let's talk about that a little bit very quickly before we go over the stocks and the meat and potatoes of this video. So Donald Trump, at this point, he was diagnosed with you-know-what about Thursday. I think he tweeted out at night that he had it. And then Friday, he was taken to Walter Reed Hospital, which a lot of people were freaking out about that. Was it a precautionary measure? Was it because they wanted to give different care at this hospital, whatever, right? A lot of people were freaking out about that. But for me, I think, hey, they're taking him away from the White House where they had a lot of positives already. That's a pretty good sign, I'd say, taking him to Walter Reed. And since then, a lot of people are saying, well, mainly the people doing the briefings, they're saying that he could be discharged from Walter Reed and go back to the White House as early as tomorrow. And I'm not sure if they're just saying this to really make us feel better, less scared. And by the way, I mean, I watched this briefing earlier today, and they seemed a bit, not sketchy, but they seemed a bit mysterious, right? They were dodging questions. They were not answering fully what's going on. And I'm not saying that they're hiding anything. I'm not saying that. I'm not a doomsday or conspiracy theory type of guy. I mean, I do believe some conspiracy theories, but I'm not saying that they're trying to hide anything, but it's a bit fishy. It seems a bit mysterious with the way that they answered questions. And I'm sure you guys saw what I'm talking about earlier. And at this point, Trump is on some steroid. It starts with a D. I'm not too sure, which is given to critically ill patients, apparently. So this is a big, and they're saying he's fine and he's getting better. So there's a lot going on, a lot of moving parts. And by no means am I a doctor, right? By no means, guys. Please, I'm not a doctor by no means, but go check out, what's going on for yourselves. Go dig deeper into it. But by their terms, he's getting better, and him getting better and ultimately recovering from this is going to be what the stock market needs. And speaking about Trump and stimulus here, he wanted, and he tweeted this on the 3rd, our great USA wants and needs stimulus. Work together and get it done. And he put that in all caps, and then he said thank you with an exclamation point. So Trump is pushing for stimulus. I think we're going to get stimulus done. Maybe not in the next week or two, maybe in the next week or two. We really don't know, but I think it is coming, and that's what the stock market needs, right? A recovery from the president here. He needs to get rid of the you-know-what and the stimulus. If that comes, I think we're going higher in the stock market here in the short term. And let me know down below in the comments, what are your thoughts? Did I say something? Am I wrong on something? What are your opinions? Let me know down below in the comments. I would love to know. So at this point, I mean, just be careful, guys. And a way to hedge against all the volatility, like I've been saying, is to have cash. Have cash and be ready for opportunities, because anything could happen in this market right now. So let's get into these top stocks, starting off with number 1, which is Tesla. And Tesla is one that sold off a bit on Friday, quite a bit actually, almost 8%, 7.4% to be exact, and they sold off on pretty good news. I mean, we got news that they delivered 139,300 vehicles in the third quarter of this year, and that actually beat what a lot of analysts were expecting. A lot of analysts expected from 123,000 to 130,000 vehicles delivered, and on the upside, analysts that were extremely bullish on deliveries, they were expecting 147,000. So they did well in terms of deliveries, and they're on pace for about 500,000 deliveries here. They should beat that goal in 2020, which would be great. But Tesla is selling off. Again, down 7% on this news, but if we pull up this 4-hour chart, I'm liking the way we're holding this 180 SMA. And let me just clear this up a bit so you guys can see what I'm talking about. And we can see that we actually broke this wedge last week, but we failed at $450. So the fact that we broke the wedge is bullish, but us failing at $450 is a bit bearish. So at this point, I'd love to see Tesla hold 405, 410, this 180 SMA on the 4-hour, slowly start to rally back up to 450, and ultimately break 450. If 450 breaks, this stock is going to explode, in my opinion, as that has been a pretty big resistance stemming back from the middle of September. And mind you, Tesla has earnings here on the 21st, which is about 2 weeks away from when I'm filming this video. So Tesla is definitely one of the top stocks here that I'm watching for this upcoming week, no doubt about it. When isn't it, guys? It pretty much is every single day. I'm watching Tesla like a hawk. And another one here is pizza, ticker symbol PZZA, Papa John's, which I like it because they've been doing well over this crisis with earnings and so forth. The stock has been uptrending beautifully. I mean, it's gone from 28 to 103. That's an increase of over 3x, which is unbelievable. And now we're seeing about a 20-point sell-off from this peak at 103. That's a 20% sell-off as well. And we're seeing consolidation roughly at old resistances here at $80, $85. And we're holding that as a new support. That's very attractive to me, but all we need to see now, all I need to see, is a break out of these moving averages on the 4-hour chart. Notice how this 50 SMA is a big resistance on the 4-hour chart. The second we break 85 out of this moving average at about $87, $86, that is where I'm looking to get into Papa John's. I think they can do very well from there. And like I mentioned last week, I'll say it again, Domino's Pizza, DPZ, is reporting earnings here on the 8th of this month. So this could indirectly influence, or directly actually, not indirectly, well, I guess it is indirectly because it's a different stock. So this could indirectly influence Papa John's, because if they do well, if they have good guidance, that's their business is very similar to Papa John's. Hey, maybe Papa John's ends up going up a little bit on the back of Domino's earnings. But don't bank on that, guys. Don't bank on that. I'm just saying that it's possible. So watch out, Papa John's. I like it anywhere above $85, $86. And Virgin Galactic is another one, SPCE, which I'm looking at as a potential breakout for this upcoming week. This stock has been moving up despite the markets going down. It's one of those stocks that is what's the word here? It's kind of inverted. It's not inverted to the market, obviously, but there's stocks out there that do well despite the markets going down. It's kind of in its own world, let's say. So we saw Virgin Galactic go from $16 to $21 last week. We saw it pull down. We held $19. We actually called this pull down here. It held $19 beautifully. Now it's rallying back up and looking to test 21. So this week we should test $21, and I think we could break out. I think there's a lot of potential on the upside here, maybe from $24 to $25 on Virgin Galactic. So watch out for this one, and they have a lot coming up. I mean, they're looking to fly Sir Richard Branson in the first quarter of 2021. There's a test flight as well coming up here in October, so watch out. And there could also be a short squeeze. I think there's about 30% of the shares of the float, it's about 30% of the float is short. So, I mean, there could be a short squeeze here when shorts are covering, right? If there's a big catalyst that pushes the stock up, shorts start to cover, that could cause the stock to go up even higher, right? At a more explosive rate as well. So watch out, Virgin Galactic. Johnson & Johnson is another one. J&J here. This is actually reporting earnings on the 13th of this month. Wow, so that's in about 10 days, 9 days from now. Johnson & Johnson's reporting, and this could be a healthcare play to keep an eye out on, especially with the vaccine. I believe they're working on one. And in general, I love the company, right? I love the company. They have a great dividend with dividend growth, and they've been paying the dividend now for 50 plus years, putting them in the dividend king category. So I'm watching out for J&J, especially if they're able to break above 148. 148 here has been a big resistance. I think we could get a nice trade on J&J from 148, maybe back up to 155. Which is a big resistance, right? And especially with a good earnings report, I can see J&J go up there. And another one here is JP Morgan, ticker symbol JPM. They're reporting earnings on the 13th, same as Johnson & Johnson. So JP Morgan and J&J on the same day there. And this is a banking stock that if I were to invest in a banking stock right now, it would be JP Morgan, right, for the long term. And speaking short term, I think this is bound to see a break above 98. And maybe it doesn't happen for sure. Nobody knows what's going to happen for sure. But I can definitely see it breaking 98 and seeing some sort of short-term move, maybe to about 105. 105, 104, right around that area is a big level of resistance, giving it from 98 to 105, maybe around a 5% potential. So JP Morgan, I'm loving it. And again, they're reporting earnings on the 13th, which could easily fluctuate the stock to that level. And don't forget about Oracle, guys. ORCL. Oracle's been consolidating. It's been a bit quiet here ever since the whole TikTok situation. And if we extend this little line to the right, you guys can see Oracle's been consolidating right around an old resistance at $59, $58. Now we're trading right around that, a little bit under 59. So I'd love to see Oracle break 59 on this 4-hour chart. That would actually solidify it holding this 180 SMA on the 4-hour chart as a support. So that could be great. And from 59, I think Oracle in the short term, if we pull up this hourly chart, I think Oracle has a chance to get above 60, maybe $60.50, maybe $61, $62. So watch out, Oracle. I think there is potential there. And Chipotle Mexican Grill, CMG, is actually reporting earnings sometime this month. Let me look at my notes. On the 21st of this month, Chipotle is reporting earnings. And you guys can see it's down about $150 from its peak, down about 10%. It's holding the uptrend here on the 4-hour. We're holding that 180 SMA support. And now we're finally starting to break out of this 50 SMA, which I think if we fully break out of that, there could be a huge rally here on Chipotle, maybe back up to, let's say, $1,300, $1,310. That seems to be the next big level of resistance if I drag it out. Actually, $1,280 to $1,300 could be the next little territory that Chipotle gets to. So watch out for Chipotle this upcoming week and the week heading into the 21st of this month, as they are, again, reporting earnings on that day. And Melly, also known as Mercado Libre, was down about 3% on Friday, down $40. And it seems like the stock here, yeah, it's been beaten down from $1,280 down to about $1,000, but it seems like ever since that beatdown, that 30% sell-off roughly, actually more like 25%, either way, ever since that sell-off, it seems like we've been holding the uptrend. Now we just need to break out of this 180 SMA on the 4-hour. That is where we could complete this cut pattern, maybe up to, let's say, the mid-1200s, which gives it around a 10% upside from here. So I'm watching Melly, Mercado Libre, as well as Nvidia NVDA. Nvidia just absolutely exploded last week. It went from 480 all the way to 550. Now we're pulling down, looking to hold 520 as a support, which I think it could, especially if we have a green week this week. I think 520 could easily hold, giving Nvidia potential from 520, maybe back up to those highs from last week around 550. And if it breaks 550, guys, from 550 to 590, that is where I think we could be heading here with Nvidia. And Walmart, WMT is the last one here, which it should have been earlier in this video because I actually like this as my top 5 stock for this week. But either way, we're going to mention it here. Walmart broke 140, which is very strong, rallied to about 144 last week. Now we're pulling back down to 140. This is like a blessing in disguise for Walmart. We sold about $4. Now we're looking to test 140, 139 again. If it holds, this could end up being a beautiful dip buy at 140, back up to 145. That could give us around 4% profit. And even if it gets, and let's say if it gets back up to 150 from 140, that's around a 7 to 8% potential for profit. So I'm loving Walmart here, guys. Again, I probably should have mentioned that earlier in the video, but if you guys stuck till the end, let me know in the comment section. Say stuck till the end. I always love seeing what people, who stuck till the end, and if you did, I really appreciate you guys. And that's pretty much it. There's a lot of moving variables going on. Again, everything going on with Trump. It's a bit mysterious. We don't know exactly what's going on. We have people saying this, people saying that. We have, the stimulus going back and forth, Democrats, Republicans. We had a $2.2 trillion package passed by the House of Representatives, but the Senate, they're like, nah, too expensive. We're not dealing with that. So they have to come to an agreement. So there's a lot going on right now. So strap up, get your seatbelts ready, know what's coming. Well, nobody knows what's coming, but be prepared by having cash so you can take advantage of opportunities. And that's all I have to really talk to you guys about for today's video. So if you guys found value, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and again, comment down below any thoughts you have. If you stuck till the end, say stuck till the end, whatever you guys want to say, drop it down below in the comments, and make sure to claim your 2 free stocks from Webull. They're at minimum valued up to $8, so you can get $16 of stocks at minimum, and at maximum they're valued up to $1,600. And again, all you have to do is deposit $100 into the account, and that is how you get your 2 free stocks. So I'll catch you all in the next video. Thanks for watching. As always, be safe out there. Have a great week. Peace out.